Where's Pete go? We're live. He disappeared on us.
Change. I think he has a wardrobe change.
I put the logo up for 1 second, and Pete's gone.
Pizza Diva, you know
and
this.
He didn't even put anything on the back of his chair.
I know. I've really been missing that lately, even though it's all aimed at me.
There we go. Now we look like a cult.
There we go. Yeah, cult. Oh boy, here we go.
He was so excited he got here an hour early.
Woo!
Wait.
Still
Blake
forgot.
Snow was less excited. He's not even going to watch. He's going to bed.
Oh man.
Boy, Lance is here in the chat. He's here on the screen.
Oh man, I totally forgot.
Eep's back.
Eep.
Kurt Bradshaw's here.
We have got so much stuff out here.
So Pete, I was just telling her I got this Rotten Tomatoes list of video game movies. But the ratings on these are really bad.
Atrocious, I believe, will be the word for it.
I was going to read off like the top 10 or so when we get going here.
Like you should.
But like we were talking before, and Lance brought up a point about the Tron. It's like, does that even count? Because
well,
it was its own thing, and then it became a game. And
some of us said had Tron as a video game movie. And it's like, wait a minute, the movie came out first, and then
it's a movie about video games, but it's not a movie made about a video game.
Which is, I was also saying, Ready Player One's not on the list because that's the same thing. It's a movie about video games.
Exactly.
Pete, happy 25th anniversary for the Montreal Screwjob.
Yeah, I know. I posted that on my channel there. It's like I was actually pretty distraught after that whole thing. I really was big into it then, and of course that's my favorite guy. And I didn't know as much obviously then as you know now. I still don't believe it was a work. I really sincerely do not believe it was a work. But I think that time heals all wounds in that business, and they're all sort of over it. And I just literally, the reason I was so late popping on here, guys, is I was watching Bret Hart on the Broken Skull sessions, and it's really quite an amazing thing to watch with Stone Cold.
I'm trying to think if I saw that one with him.
It's not new by any stretch. I mean, it's been a couple years old the first time I saw it, but fantastic episode with those two, and to think about what they were, the way their relationship was at the time compared to the way they were depicted on television in the WWF, it was absolutely incredible. The opposite nature of it. They're very good friends. I mean, very Austin or Steve Williams, or not Williams. What was his original name? Anyway, he was extremely respectful of Bret and really appreciative for everything he did for him and such. So,
Stunning Steve.
Stunning Steve Williams. It was Williams, wasn't it?
I think his real name is Steve Williams.
I don't remember Williams because I remember Dr. Death Steve Williams, but I don't remember.
Yeah, that's what was throwing me off but it wasn't Steve Austin's. It was Stunning Steve Austin too. No, it was
playing with the cat.
Well, no, that was a big hairball. Just
I'm like, what is he doing?
Paul's here.
Hey,
Paul.
We're all awake now.
Casey Nidal.
Wait, where? Oh, I didn't even see Casey sneak in there. Hey, Casey.
Casey's very sneaky. He snuck himself into a bunch of my videos lately. I don't know what it is. I think he's looking for a co-star credit.
Trying to get in there. All right, let me read this. Wait, first, real quick. I have this theory about the Ropers. I think I could have saved the show.
Oh, okay.
I've been watching the Ropers, and I know exactly what's wrong with the show. The logo and the theme song are just god awful.
Yes,
they look like it looks like it's from the 50s, and this was what, around 1980 or so.
Early 80s, yeah.
Early 80s, yeah.
Oh my god, it was terrible. And then I don't like the neighbors at all. Not that they're not good actors. I didn't like the characters.
Jeffrey Tambor, the kid, and it's a blonde wife, wasn't it?
Yeah, she was kind of. They didn't really give her anything. She was boring, and I don't know.
There's no way that she would have been with that clown Jeffrey Tambor either.
No.
And
So-
they never hated Roper, just like I guess like on Three's Company, nobody liked Roper. But I was thinking they're all living in the same building, they're side by side.
Mhm.
I think they should have gone with an I Love Lucy type of deal, where you have another couple, because they even have like this little area where everyone that lives there can go and hang out. So I was thinking, what if it would have gone with maybe a friendship where they could get into some crazy things like Ricky and Fred and Ethel and Lucy. It's been a
Okay.
whole different thing for them, a whole different side of Mr. Roper.
Well, see, I thought you were going to say not enough Roper looks at the camera.
Yeah.
Not enough. He needed more of that.
Well, the one I just saw,
Yeah.
he didn't look at the camera once.
See, there you go. More of those in the same the show.
I can't even find him. There it is.
Go Game Aquarium's here. So I wish we could give the Ropers a redo, and I could take over.
Then I gotta, since we're talking about movies, I gotta have
An unboxing?
I do have one of those.
Hey, Doc.
Dots.
I gotta have movie candy. I mean, I don't have to. Yeah, I do.
I got a Reese's tree.
Ooh, I had a Reese's pumpkin earlier.
Where'd you get that?
The kitchen.
Do we
That's
have
the
them?
one weird thing about
Ooh,
dots.
yeah,
They're
just
always
coming from-
wrapped.
Where'd you get them?
Deerbirds. So Reese's also has this new thing where it's like mystery shapes. So you don't know what kind of shape you're getting, which is very interesting.
Yeah, it's weird.
Graphic guy was always a furly guy. Oh, interesting.
There are different camps.
It is interesting because I loved Mr. Roper. I thought he was hilarious. And I love Don Knotts.
Mhm.
I think he's great. And I thought Furley was pretty good. But I still like Roper a little bit better.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
The show
Audrey,
did- The show didn't miss a beat though with Furley. He kept going.
true.
Like, who was a better villain, Ralph Furley or Sherman T. Potter?
Sherman T. Potter.
I would call both of them very successful at taking up a role halfway through a show.
Mm-hmm.
Yes.
Mhm.
Very successful.
I think part of that was mainly that they didn't try to bring somebody in that was goofy,
Yeah.
They brought in a totally different character.
Yeah, like with Furley, he had those jumpsuits and that ascot. You'd never see Roper wearing that.
No.
Everything
Maybe Herb Tarlick, but that's about it.
everything Roper wore was like just but tan. It was the weirdest thing. Oh, wait, where's this list at?
So,
All right.
do any of us have like a favorite movie made from a video game?
I mean, I really liked Detective Pikachu. I thought it was a really good movie.
Yeah, it was good.
I like the first Sonic movie. I haven't seen the second.
Same here. Same here.
Um,
MJ saw it, liked it.
I actually liked the Mortal Kombat from last year.
Yeah.
And I even liked the original one, which was, I mean, yeah, it's pretty bad, but it was still enjoyable. I think because of the theme song.
The original one, what, Jeff? I'm sorry.
Mortal Kombat.
Oh, okay. Yeah.
I mean, it's
Yeah, there's
cheesy and
another one.
goofy, but I don't know. I watch it every so often. So on Rotten Tomatoes, I'll do the top 13.
Okay.
Uncharted made it as number 13. It had a 41%.
I can't even comment because I've never played the game and I've never seen the movie. And I have both. I mean, isn't Uncharted on Prime, right?
Mm-hmm.
And
Yes.
I have the game sitting in there for the PS4, which I haven't hooked up and played yet. But
Oh, those games are so good.
Well,
Are they
that's one of the
really?
movies I have. But have you guys played the game? I haven't. Uncharted.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. Have you seen the movie?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Is the movie faithful to the game?
I think so.
I think so. It's
Yeah.
pretty close.
Yeah,
See, I saw-
Jeff didn't like some of the way things worked out and played out.
Okay.
And for me, I was like, I can overlook those on that one. That's one of those movies where I can overlook some things and go, it's pretty fun. I liked it.
Okay.
It was loosely based on Uncharted 4. It drew from the things that they did in that movie.
Okay.
So
No, that's
it's not
what
like it
movies.
was
That's one of the ones I picked. But like I said, I haven't played the game, so I looked at it as kind of a Indiana Jones treasure hunt kind of movie.
Yeah, that's how the games
modern
are. 'Cause
day.
You'll find things like hidden throughout the game that have nothing to do with the game, really. It's just collectible stuff.
Okay.
I'm playing the second one now, and there's a little bit of a difference in the second one because you have to actually most everything you find on the ground, and in the first one that's the way it was.
Okay.
Yeah, you see like a little gold sparkle or something
Mhm.
in the distance.
Wow.
They'll
Okay.
give you a higher spot from which you can look down, and there'll be a blip. You have to kind of stand there and look because
Okay.
it'll be dark, and then it'll go blip, blip,
Okay.
and then you'll go, I got to get there somehow. There's a way to get there. Now, some things like that you already passed. Like
Gotcha.
I had one like that in Uncharted 2 now. But in Uncharted 2, they started having things that you shoot down. So it's blipping up there, and you have to shoot it and knock it to the ground, and then you can pick it up.
Okay. Well,
So,
got some facts on the movie. I mean, if it's okay if I go into it, because Jeff has a list. Okay, Rotten Tomatoes was 41%. Audience ranking was 90%. And if you're familiar, it says Nathan Drake is recruited by treasure hunter Victor Sullivan to recover a fortune amassed by Ferdinand Magellan that was lost 500 years ago. Tom Holland, Mark Wahlberg, Antonio Banderas.
Yep.
Movie. The movie was made for $120 million. It grossed
Wow.
over 401 million worldwide.
Wow.
Okay, notes. The Tom Holland, I remember when he was cast, people were kind of upset about that.
I
But it
was.
says- but some of the facts were he was cast in a movie after Sony turned down his pitch to play a young James Bond. They gave him the Uncharted role for that. Bryan Cranston, Jake Gyllenhaal, Chris Pratt, Chris Pine, Chris Hemsworth, I guess anybody named Chris, Matthew McConaughey, and Woody Harrelson were considered for Sully before the role went to Mark Wahlberg.
I think Mark Wahlberg's a good choice because he's got this regular, natural accent like Sully.
Okay.
What you're going to find when you start playing the games is that it's not the same in the way that the movie, when I heard who was cast in the movie, I was confused.
Got it.
'Cause I'm like, well, I think Wahlberg would make a better Nathan Drake. Even then, don't take that as my word because he's not Nathan Drake. I don't think he would be anywhere near my choice for Nathan Drake. But when I thought Holland is young, and I'm like, oh, but then I started thinking about it. Well, if you're going to start a franchise of movies based on this game, then you should start when they're young and then build it from there. So you'll play the games and you'll go, oh, he knows Sully.
Yeah, because the movie starts off with them meeting each other.
Yeah.
Whereas in the first game, they had already been
Yep.
partners for a long time. And Sully in the game is much older.
Yep.
Nathan Drake's older. Because when they first said it, when I first heard Mark Wahlberg, I thought he was going to be Drake.
Yep.
And then I heard he was Sully. I was like, well, he seems a lot younger than Sully, but I didn't realize they were going all the way back to the beginning, like before they even met.
Well, and they I guess that they're still going to have another one because, man, they really leave it way wide open for a sequel when they end the movie and have the after credits.
Mhm.
I assume they made 300 million. They'll be making another one.
Yeah,
Oh yeah.
Yeah, really.
and they probably are already making it, or it may be done, and they may be putting it together now. But I really enjoyed it. Jeff did point out some things that I got to give him on those. You know, I'm like, I got to give you that. I got to
I
give
still
you that.
enjoyed the movie. I mean, the problem I had was that whenever there was some kind of, in the game, you're trying to figure out these secrets, and it takes you a long time. And the movie, it
Okay.
was just like,
It was
hey,
pretty instant.
right there.
Yeah.
That's what I heard about the movie right there. I've not seen it yet, which is sort of depressing me right now when I think there's a movie that Jeff has seen and I haven't. But but the one knock on the movie that I heard was that, you know, the puzzles that are so much fun in the game or whatever it is, or the event, you know, it's just like the guy turns around twice, look, it's sitting there on the park bench.
Yeah.
Well, and I think this was a good toe dipping for that franchise. I think the movie I thought it was fun. I bought it. Still looked for a good price. I didn't just go, oh, sure, $26 or whatever. I'm still not going to do that. But I think it was a great toe dipper for that franchise. And I think I think the next ones, as they build, I think the puzzles can get it can get a little more extravagant. They probably wanted to just see how it was going to do. Let's not make it too crazy. Let's go Hawaii 5-0 and make it real easy to find things. Very nice. And so, I think, they kind of move it along. Now you've got people hooked in. People see what your characters are doing, and then now you can build these two for hopefully for years to come. I hope.
Yeah, like Paul mentioned,
Okay.
it's impossible to make a movie. I like how Pete's picture had the little like sound
goes,
wave.
Yeah.
It's got
Oh.
seismic on it.
I hope you're okay, Pete.
What?
Yeah.
Huh?
You okay?
What?
Coco
Is
sneeze.
This is what I should say to Pete.
Yeah, like Paul's saying here, it would be impossible to do an Uncharted movie where you look for stuff and have to,
Right.
it would take you a whole movie just to find one thing.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I think that is one of the biggest challenges in making a good movie out of one of these games. You have to wrap up in 2 hours what people have experienced and actually physically experience and feel like they've been part of for like 60 or 70 hours. And how do you encapsulate 60 or 70 hours of gameplay into a 2 hour piece, or especially without budget? Like if I could sort of jump off kilter a little bit to one of my favorite series of all time that I played through the 90s and I'd love to play. I have it all on Galaxy Games now, and I really like to dive back in if it wasn't so much time. It's the Wing Commander series.
Mm-hmm.
And I don't know if you guys have played it or not, but I mean, I started around like 3, 4. I played Privateer. I played all through, the Karathi saga and some of the earlier games I played some of, but not through it all. Like I did the ones with Mark Hamill and oh my God, brain fart, Jeff. Oh my God, Clockwork Orange. Oh, Malcolm O'Dowd. Malcolm
McDowell.
McDowell. Yes.
O'Dowd. McDowell.
McDowell. Malcolm
Okay.
McDowell.
Anyway, brain fart. Wow. My favorite movie, and I can't remember. And it's like it's so fantastic. The whole thing. Tom Wilson, the guy from Back to the Future. I mean, and then they try to wrap it up into one movie, directed by the creator of the video games, Chris Roberts. And it was an ultimate flop, right? Because there's just no way even Wing Commander fans could find enough satisfaction in that hour and a half with Freddie Prinze Jr. and Matthew Lillard, right? So no matter what, even though a video game's got an incredible story, doesn't necessarily make for a good friggin' movie.
Sure.
The series is on Netflix and such, probably better than that, right? And you are going to hit a home run now and again. Like if Uncharted is decent, it made lots of money. That's a home run. Because how many hours in that gameplay? You played it all, Jeff, right? Or you two? Do you play? No, Lance didn't.
I didn't.
I don't know. Are they like 40-hour games, Stuart? I can't remember now. It's been a long time since I played.
The Uncharted?
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
Or are they shorter than that?
Sure. They can be, especially if you're trying to find all of the treasures because you have to
Oh,
get
yeah.
into a new area and you got to look everywhere. That's about as open world as I go. You know, I'm not a guy who just loves to, run everywhere and do whatever. There's things to do over there. Okay, well, I don't know. I got laundry to do back there. But Tomb Raider. I read Tomb Raider earlier. But Uncharted is, it's not that bad. It's a small area and you just kind of roam around it. You do let it take up your time a little bit, but it does allow you to, sometimes you get to climb different places and go different, ways. And it's kind of fun,
All right. Paul, we're going to have you on the show since you want to be on.
That's right.
That sounds like a good deal to me.
Absolutely. Hey, there you go. I had a Spectrum game and a C64 one.
By the way, JW here, I posted this. I was trying to figure out what the heck this is.
Yeah.
And it comes with 11 games. It pops out and the new one pops in.
Oh.
And JW was the one who he figured out what it was. I can't remember what it was called. But it's just so weird. There's no branding on this whatsoever.
Really?
Who makes a product without their name put on?
Hey, wait a minute. Did we put our name on that? I don't even.
Whoops.
Jones, get in here.
I don't know if I can let's see if I can make this bigger here. Doink, 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 doink.
There it is.
Yep, there you go.
Okay, so where we're at. Oh, look at number. I wish I could scroll though.
Oh,
There
you go.
Yeah, I have to go back to the original page to scroll. But look at this, number 12, Angry Birds.
Yeah,
I've never seen that.
I haven't either.
I hope to be able to say that I haven't seen it as well in about 5 years.
Yeah, it's out there on streaming. You can check it out.
And Final Fantasy,
No.
The Spirits Within, I've never.
No,
I don't
I'll
think I've
I'll
seen it.
commit to watching the Angry Birds movie as soon as Jeff commits to watching season 1, episode 4 of Frasier.
I haven't even watched 3 yet, Pete.
I was going to say,
I know.
first.
You could watch one just to fight me.
So,
By the way, Eve wants to be on the show too.
I've watched 4 episodes of The Ropers. And
Sorry, go ahead.
2 full seasons of Too Close for Comfort now.
Oh, wow.
There you go.
Flying through that show.
It's going to just take something special to get you through that Frasier deal.
I've watched more episodes of The Ropers than Frasier. How about that?
It happens.
And here at number 10 is Mortal Kombat, the original.
Yeah.
Like I said, it's not a
95.
good movie, but I really enjoyed it.
What year was that? 95, right?
95.
Yeah.
Mortal Kombat. And here we're getting to some people mentioned. What's up? Monster Hunter. I didn't even know there was a movie for Monster Hunter.
I didn't either.
Oh, wow. They got some big name people in there, too.
What was that, last year? 2 years ago.
2 years ago.
Yeah.
And then someone mentioned Rampage with The Rock.
Rampage, absolutely. I've never seen it.
I saw it. I don't remember if I liked it or not. I can't remember.
Here's Kyle 11. And we're already seeing eye to eye here because I'm a Packer fan. So there you go. And secondly, this is a movie I was going to mention, and I'm sure it's on this list.
Yeah.
I bought Warcraft. I really liked it.
I liked Warcraft.
Have you ever played the game?
I have not.
I love the game.
I've never played it.
No, fantastic game. I've actually got it going right now where I'm about 8 levels in, 8 missions in. I say there's only about 12 in it, but I haven't played it in a
Paul's
month or
watching
so.
Frasier right now, too. I wonder if he's past episode 2. The Genesis Mini.
Oh, I'm sorry, Jeff.
The Genesis Mini is actually in the aquarium. The system is right here, but the aquarium, I don't know where it is. It's in there somewhere. I think it's hidden because it's so small. I'll have to I think. Yeah, it's got to be in there because I don't have the boxer. I think it's towards the back. I should actually. The problem is the Commodore 64 is so short that you can't see it anywhere. I might have to move that maybe one.
Maybe
Roll
move the
back.
aquarium.
Nah.
Wouldn't let Jeff put it on my shelf because she's mean to me. When she
Except when
follows
she
my
crosses my
doors. Wait, what's that supposed to mean? Yeah, Postal. I saw that was out there. So we'll keep moving here. We'll
Oh wait,
Oh,
Kyle
Paul
was
Warcraft.
Kyle left a message about the show. He had a bunch of movies we want to talk about. I'm glad he came by.
Yeah,
Welcome
absolutely.
to the show, Kyle. Tomb Raider, which I haven't seen any of the Tomb Raider
That's
movies.
That's
pretty
the
good.
new one, right?
Yeah, the new one.
Yeah.
Yeah.
2018 is that the newest?
Yep.
Yeah.
I gotta be honest, I've never really played a Tomb Raider game, which is kind of sad because they look cool.
I used to play the old ones, and I started playing one of the newer ones. I do have them.
Oh, I did play briefly one of the newest ones. It was a couple years ago,
Yeah.
and it seemed a lot like Uncharted. So I mean, it seemed really good to me, but I
Yeah.
don't know why I stopped playing. Look, another Mortal Kombat at number 6, the 2021.
Yeah.
I've seen that one. I actually kind of like that one.
I've never seen that.
And then let's look at Sonic the Hedgehog back to back. First one and then the second one. Second one's got a little bit better reviews.
I saw this one. I don't know of this game, but I did see this listed before, Salvatore. I just saw it while I was looking at a list tonight.
Oh,
You will
Alone in
have
the
to
Dark.
scroll in the opposite direction on the list to find that one, Salvatore.
So I was talking before about Detective Pikachu. I really like that movie. I thought it was really good.
Mm-hmm.
Oh,
Another
look at number
wild,
2 on this list.
another
Number 2
Ryan
rated
Reynolds.
Angry Birds 2. What the heck? I might have to watch these Angry Birds games or movies.
Yeah.
And then the first one is a game I've never heard of, Werewolves Within. Kurt, I loved the skit on Carol Burnett's show,
Mm-hmm.
and I barely even watched the TV show.
Yeah.
I think it was just too much.
That's what Kurt sounds like he thinks too.
Yeah, I think it's better in
Yeah.
small doses, so I didn't really watch it that much.
Yeah. Lance says I. I didn't watch Andor. I won't touch any of that stuff anymore.
Elbow Bellow is back.
Hey,
Renegades is good. I was on a kick a couple years ago where I was just watching like every rock movie, and there were some I thought were really good, but then, and most of them were just like fun movies to watch.
you really like Tooth Fairy?
I did not see Tooth Fairy.
Fair.
I did.
That sounds like a bracket show in itself.
Well, the rate he's going, it will be a bracket show in a couple of years, probably. Elbows back.
Yeah, I couldn't get it. That's just one of those that Mama's Family was a lot like Christmas Vacation for me. I'm just like, ugh,
Well, see, I remember watching the TV show, but it didn't have Tim Conway, which made it special on the
Or Carol
Burnett.
Carol Burnett wasn't on it, was she?
Yep.
Yeah, she was on it, and a little
Stop.
bit, little, she was
Oh, like here and there.
yeah, here and there.
Was it mainly
Vicki Lawrence.
Vicki Lawrence and
Vicki
was
Lawrence.
Ken Berry on it?
Ken Berry.
Very.
I thought.
No Harvey Korman either, though.
No,
Was there?
Corman.
No.
Yeah, that's the other thing I think that hurt the show. It wasn't the
Yeah, so no Tim Conway elephant story or anything. If you've seen those outtakes.
Yeah.
yes. Those are hilarious.
Now, there was one you were talking about that, right? We were mentioning Werewolves Within. Has anybody played that before?
Never even heard of it.
No, never heard of it.
See, I want to look on Amazon and see about whether that's available. It said it was on the PS4, but when I looked somewhere else, I saw it looked like it was on PS5.
Yeah.
Well, you would think it'd have to be a
Johnson was
major
up on
game
it.
for them to invest in making a movie around it.
Right.
Paul makes a good point. The show wasn't hurt too bad, I guess, because it ran for years. It was on a long time, wasn't it? Mama's Family.
Oh, it was a long time, and I think it
Yeah,
was
several
syndicated
years.
after that. Was for years? I think they produced it just for syndication.
Yeah, see, I remember it coming on, and then right after it was "Give Me a Break."
Yeah, there it is. Werewolves Within, PlayStation VR.
Well, here, Eeps played it. Yeah, in PlayStation VR. How about that?
Yeah. You can get it for $15. So is that so is the PlayStation VR, is it not playable in a regular situation, or
You have to have it hooked up to your PS4.
Yeah.
It's a whole separate deal. But it's got to connect to it. Like the new one for PS5, they announced the pricing for it. It's coming out. I don't know if it's coming out next year, I guess.
Mm-hmm.
But that unit is $550. It's really expensive.
Yikes. Now there's other movies that weren't so good, that weren't so popular. Super Mario Brothers.
I've never seen that movie.
Yeah.
It just looks so terrible. I couldn't even bring myself to watch it.
Right.
Well,
That was
it's
the
not
Bob
trying to
Hoskins.
tell the story. It's like, okay, let's take this world and just create a movie around it. But then again, so would be Angry Birds and all
Right.
that stuff too. It's not trying to. Well, what wouldn't be House of the Dead? House of the Dead. Right.
Yep.
Some of them, like Uncharted, I think tries to tell the story. Right.
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Well, it never ceases to amaze me what they say isn't liked. Like Assassin's Creed, that doesn't surprise me. That did very poorly. Prince of Persia.
Same thing. Yeah.
Yeah, but Hitman, I enjoyed that with Timothy Oliphant.
Had you played the game?
No.
That might help. Under my theory of that, if you've invested time and thought and adventure into the game, and then you have a movie, the movie's just sort of a letdown compared to the game. So it's a negative feeling about it. But when you haven't played the game, it might be it's fun.
That's kind of the weird thing, right? Where you're just like it's like, well, I thought it was a good movie. It's like all those movies that people like that I don't, or don't for that reason. Where like Ready Player One, where I'm like, I had a hard time. I still bought it. I found a real good deal where it was part of a package of Blu-rays, and I'm like, oh, I'll buy it. It's within that, why not? And then watching it by itself, I can enjoy it more. And just trying to get away from the book. So that's kind of, it is tough. It's hard to do.
Eep, I just looked up. It said the PlayStation VR 2 needs to connect to the PS5. It says it's not a standalone. I wasn't sure.
Wow.
Now, what about the Tomb Raider movies? Did you guys see the Tomb Raider movies? Both
No,
the early ones?
No.
What, Pete? You didn't?
Which one?
The Tomb Raider first ones?
I saw the first one, the very, very first one, and it was not memorable in my mind, but I watched it the whole thing.
And that's what I thought too. I thought
it was okay.
I just thought she carried herself very brutish, like, ugh. And I'm like, wow, are you a woman or a guy? I'm just like, what is going on here? But the second one, I thought the Cradle of Filth. No, that's a band. But I thought that was a better movie. I don't know.
So Eep says that Werewolf Within is kind of like Among Us.
Oh, really?
Where you're playing with a group of people and you got to figure out who the werewolf is.
Ooh.
Or Among Us, you got to figure out who the imposter is. Which is a really fun game, by the way.
Oh, yeah. And AC movie was a waste of great source material. Yeah. The Silent Hill. I never watched that movie, but I never played the game.
Yeah, I've never played the game either. I haven't heard anything about an Xbox VR. Saboteur?
Interesting.
Casey just bought some shirts, hoodies, coffee mugs, and stickers for GoGaMGo and Papa Pete. Casey,
Wow.
you're a good man.
Nice.
Enjoy those.
Yes, thank you. I was really pleased when I saw the Hammer Away shirt on the show the other night when I was with on Chuck's show.
I saw Pete wearing a Hammer Away shirt on his flea market video.
Oh, very cool. That's right. Yeah, I remember that.
Elbow wants to see a movie based on Midway's Joust. Well, that would be interesting.
They are in pixels.
Well, it's kind of like Rampage. I mean, the game. I mean, they just took the name. I guess the monsters. That was it. Everything else is completely different.
So Alba Vila opens up another kettle of fish here.
I know.
Game would you like to see a movie made? And would you just like it see it set in that universe? Would you like it to tell the story of the game? Or would you like to have something like the Pac-Man movie and just make some like the Super Mario, make some weirdo up movie about that world? How about the Pong the movie?
Do you remember several years ago it was announced that there was like a 3-picture deal that was for Tetris?
Wow.
This was like probably 5 years or longer, and I don't know if that was a joke or what, but I remember it was making the rounds and all the video game news stuff.
There were a lot of games that are sketched or they've been announced. Enjoyed all the Tomb Raiders. Yeah, Angelina Jolie once more. Yeah. Sean Bean, there you go. Well, I might have to watch that. I just I'm not a huge horror fan, although I did watch the newest. I did watch Halloween Ends the other day.
I almost watched. I will watch it.
Yeah.
So I watched the one right before. What was the last one called?
Halloween Kills. Yeah, we watched that too, and all I know is H2O was just horrid. That was bad, really bad.
Is there a movie based on Grand Theft Auto? I don't think so. Wow, that's like one of the most bought video games of all time. You think that would be a sure hit?
Unless they just decided.
I think it would suffer from the same problem though. Is like, what do you put in it?
Yeah.
Yeah, cram it in 2 hours. Yeah, that'd be a lot.
Not to mention, it's like The Purge. You're just like, really? You're just going to go do asshole things to a bunch of different people, including just passersby and police. I don't know. You're like,
wait, who mentioned earlier about Tom? Oh, I think it was you, Lance. That Tom Holland was turned down for a young James Bond movie?
Yeah, for a young James
Does that mean
Bond.
there is a young James Bond movie in the works?
No, Sony turned it down.
Huh.
So they said, nope, we're not going to do that, but we have this Uncharted movie you can be in.
Oh, wait, it was his idea to do that?
It was his idea.
Oh, okay. I thought he
gonna
was just
produce
turned
it.
down for the role. Okay.
No.
yeah, because he's a big fan of Uncharted.
I'll tell you a movie I'd like to see, Pete, based on a video game is
Yep.
Splatoon. Because anyone that's played it, it's got great fighting, but then there's a single player mode and there's a storyline, and the storyline's been going on for all three games. And it's pretty interesting. So I think you could do something pretty cool with that.
That's a pretty neat idea right there.
Just on the story alone.
I prefer the 98 version of Jennifer Love Hewitt had gotten the nod to be Laura Croft. It's not a bad thought. She even has more of the right facial structure because she's got that kind of pointed chin.
Terrorizer 2. I don't know what that movie is, Paul. I got to watch that.
Art the Client's new king of horror. Huh. Really good in his epic length.
Now, what does that mean? It's really long? Because to me, epic length for a movie is like an hour and 20 minutes.
Either that or it's a porn.
New James Bond will be in his 30s, they said.
Huh. That's interesting. Yeah, because I think on the regular Uncharted, Drake is supposed to be mid to late 30s.
Yeah, I would say at 35 to 38, somewhere around there. That's what it seems like. What's Sully in his mid 50s? 60?
I'm in my mid to late 50s, so I think he seems like he's older than that. Like early 60s.
He seems crusty.
Christy.
He's chomping on that cigar, and he's got a zinger.
All I know is I had a student tell me that I looked so much younger than one of the older teachers.
Oh wait, as I'm
one of the younger teachers told me I looked younger than one of the other teachers who is actually younger than me. That's what I meant to say.
Did you tell that other teacher that too?
He was in the room.
Oh.
Wait, you mean maybe it's the hair? He said. I'm like, I don't know, but thank you.
Speaking of age, I was watching Too Close for Comfort, and Ted Knight in that when he started, he was supposed to be 51. It's like 51. I don't know how old he is.
That depressed me.
I gotta look that up. When was he born? Because I think the first year was 1980.
1904 or something.
He was premature gray like Steve Martin.
Yeah.
Just roll with it.
Just roll with what?
I get really depressed today. I was watching Cheers, and there was an episode, it was an older one where Rebecca, they sent these people over from the corporation to have a retirement party, and these three old codgers come in the door and they're walking across, and they say, "Oh yeah, go on out back." And then the fellow's going, "I don't know why they're making me retire. I'm only 65. I got 10, 15 more years in me." And I thought to myself, holy cow, 65. Look at that guy. I'm getting close to that. This guy's almost Stu's age.
All right, so Ted Knight was 57.
Old, guys.
He was 57 when the show started, so he was playing a 51-year-old. So it's not too far off, but
wait a minute.
He already looked older than he was because of the gray hair.
57 when he did that show?
He was born in 23. And it started in 80.
Who?
Ted Knight.
Ted Knight on Too Close for Comfort.
It's like crazy.
Wow.
I really sincerely think that 50 is the new 40. Like, none of us, I sincerely say,
so,
none
Pete.
of us sitting here right now are.
Yeah, I hope so.
Fingers crossed, Pete.
Agree
Yeah,
with
I
that.
know, but really, I mean,
10 years we'll be saying 60 is the new 40.
if you don't grow up by the age of 50,
You don't have to.
that's right.
Perfect.
Where have I heard that before?
I don't know. It just keeps ringing in my ears. I think it's the cat.
Speaking of video game movies, maybe instead of a James Bond, they make a James Pond movie. Remember those video games?
The Genesis game, wasn't it?
Yeah. There's a few of them, I think.
That's pretty cool.
So a James Bond in their 30s, I mean, he's never been in his 30s. He's always like 40s.
She will be in her 30s.
Yeah.
Have they picked a new James Bond?
No, but I mean, they're, somebody was talking to me about it recently about them putting a woman in there. I don't care. They've done fine all these years. There's ones I prefer over others, but
Well, a big difference, I guess. She wouldn't be James Bond. She'd be somebody, just another agent.
yeah. Whether she gonna be Janice Bond,
Jane Bond.
Jane Bond.
See, Kurt's almost 60.
That's right, Kurt. Don't you forget it.
Me too. Do you have your AARP card yet?
Oh, Silly signed me up for that when I was 49.
That's what you get. That's what you get for walking into Six Flags with me and my wife, and they ask to take a picture. And when they do, what's your age? Oh, I'm 23. She's 32. What? I am not 32.
I'll tell you what, we'll go back and I'll do the same joke, and then she'll be happy.
It's all relative, right?
Now she loves the joke.
Oh, we're all right there with you, buddy.
That's right.
All those years ago, she yelled at me. Now she's hugging me. What's going on?
Lance, you're the youngest one here, right?
I think so. I'm
You're not even in your
48.
50s, right?
I'm 48.
48. You pop.
Just funk.
Man.
Just funk. Yeah, my birthday's coming up.
In 2 weeks, right?
Well, happy birthday.
We're going to do a show the day before Thanksgiving.
Thanksgiving was last month.
Yeah, so I've heard. Canadians.
I just can't get anything right up there in Canada.
You and your earlier harvest times. Ugh.
Well, what games were on that list? I mean, other ones, because you only did like half of it.
We didn't
or
touch any
movies.
Resident Evils. There's friggin' what?
Yeah, it has to be a-
Well, here, Resident Evils are further
There's
down.
more movies than games now.
Yeah, there had been a ton of them.
All right, so I did the first 15. So
I think
let's
there's
go here.
5.
So 15. Oh, I'm sorry, I did the top 13 with Uncharted. So then you got Prince of Persia, the 2010 movie. There you go, Resident Evil, final chapter.
Resident Evil. There you go. Yeah.
Resident Evil. Hey, a Dead or Alive game? Or a Dead or Alive movie?
Yeah, that's what else I saw too. Yeah.
There you go, Silent Hill.
Oh yeah, a few.
Another
of those,
Resident Evil.
Yeah.
Man,
Yeah. Retribution,
Warcraft.
Afterlife.
man, that's a lot of Resident Evils. Wow.
Another Resident Evil.
Yeah, there's 5. 5 of them total. Extinction.
Super Mario Brothers. Yep, another Resident Evil. Lara Croft Tomb Raider.
Yep.
Need for Speed. Resident Evil. God. My gosh, there's so many. Ratchet and Clank. I've never even heard of that movie.
No,
I own it.
2016.
Is it any good?
It's basically just a movie of the game.
Animated.
Huh? Yeah.
Yeah.
Just
I love the movies. Or not the movies, the games.
Yeah.
Hey, John Goodman was in that.
mm-hmm.
So
Yeah.
it had some sort of budget. Okay.
Oh yeah, there's
they
a ton
have
of
years
Pokemon movies.
before- announced.
Here's one that makes it. Another Tomb Raider, another Resident Evil, Pokemon, Assassin's Creed, Doom.
They say there's a. Well, see now I don't understand
Hey,
this.
there's Hitman.
Okay.
What?
that's it, yeah.
There's Hitman at 35.
Yeah.
A couple of Pokemon games, a Max Payne game.
Yeah. Max Payne. Yeah.
Ooh, Street Fighter.
Yes.
That was painful.
That's the one with Raul Julia, right? In his last role as M. Bison.
Yep.
Yes.
Hey, Pete, there's a Wing Commander.
Wing Commander. I love that game.
Hey, Postal, that was brought up.
And there's a lot of these that have been made into like animated films, like Dead Space. They have Aftermath and Downfall, and there's 2 Resident Evil ones. They've got Damnation and Degeneration, which are in the same vein as the Final Fantasy movies.
What I can't help but notice, like, here's Blood Rain at 4%. Mortal Kombat Annihilation at 4%.
4%. Wow.
Jeff, did you know? Because I say this to you because I know you've played the game for years now. Did you know they had an Animal Crossing movie in 2006?
No.
Yeah.
In North America or Japan?
I don't know. Maybe it is a Japanese release. I don't.
What,
Yeah.
straight to video? What kind of movie?
My
Yeah,
first guess
it
is
is.
it would be Japanese because
I think it is.
I've never heard of it.
Yeah.
Well, here you go. Alone in the Dark. It sits at 49 and it's got a 1% rating.
Ah.
And the fan rating's 11%. So I
They
guess
say
you
they-
assume that probably wasn't very good.
Movie.
Brutal, huh?
That is brutal.
But yeah, they're saying there's going to be an Infamous movie. Metal Gear Solid's in pre-production. And I may be behind on this stuff. I don't know. There was the second Hitman movie. It was Agent 47. But now they're talking about that there's a Hitman 2 movie coming too.
Hey, Pete, what do you think the average age of your channel is?
Oh,
Do you
I
check
know. My look
analytics?
at mine is it's like 80% 44 to 50 or to 60 or something like that. And then it's like 15%, 35 to 45, and then it's like zilch for the rest.
Got to pull those younger viewers.
It's all a bunch of friggin' old codgers like us, guys.
Hey, speak for yourself. I'm no old codger.
Well, growing up playing in television or the 2600, that's right in our wheelhouse.
No, you're not. You're not an old codger, Stu. You're somebody that's in denial.
I'm the king of denial.
Let's see. Here you go. I'm trying to find what it says here for us.
And there's the Tekken movies too, as well.
Okay, for us it says, this is weird. Oh no, I guess not too weird. 35 to 44. It says it's 56.8% of our audience. That seems to be skewing kind of young, if you ask me. And then
I am young.
And then 45 to 54 is 17.8, but 55 to 64 is 25.4%. And then nothing at all on the other ones.
I gotta look at mine again. Analytics.
for 8 people. The rest of us hold off until the parade people.
Oh yeah, here we go. Okay. Believe it or not, it's 99.2% male. And so I got everybody in StashNet, and occasionally my wife will watch the video. I'm at 87.6% between 45 and 54, 6.9% between 55 and 64, and 5.5% between 35 and 44. So,
wow, our numbers are quite different there.
Can you make that into a pie chart and show us next week?
I could make it into a pie chart, but it's going to be just one big slice of pie.
Well, all right. That's Pete's next movie.
Blubberella.
Blubberella. Wow. Okay.
What a great name.
Well, see, then there's another list of movies that are like you could do like loosely based on video games. Like, have you guys seen Free Guy?
Yes.
Ryan Reynolds.
Yeah, that's a good movie. I enjoyed that.
Well, and then there's like the movie that I got to thinking about this one. I don't know who likes it, who doesn't like it, who doesn't care, who's never seen it. But Hardcore Henry, which was shot like a first-person shooter. The whole film.
Oh, I've heard of this.
Yeah, and I like it. I like it a lot. I was very fortunate to find it on Blu-ray at the library for $1, and I was like, what? So, yeah, Hardcore Henry.
Hardcore Henry. Okay,
it's
like
really
elbow. I thought your channel was GoGameGo. I just now got it. That's a long-standing joke, Elbow.
Yeah.
Yes, it is officially GoGameGo, but we still answer to GoGameGo.
Yeah.
We certainly do.
Has anyone ever bowled a 300 in strolling bowling? I'm not sure what that is.
Well, I'm in the. There you go.
Rab said his analytics just say Mom watched last month.
And Kurt says, well, I'm a 25% average above 60, 56.
Look at that. Where's my mom? She hasn't commented this week.
Okay.
Is she watching? That's the thing.
Oh man. What else I was gonna mention? Yeah. Games that are influenced. Of course, Tron, influenced by video games. Ready Player One, we just talked about it. Pixels.
Pixels. That was one of the movies I did some research on.
Yeah.
You know, the lead role was offered to Jennifer Aniston, and she turned it down.
Instead of Adam?
To go opposite Adam. That role went to Michelle Monaghan.
Yes.
Turned it down. Has she ever been in a movie with Adam Sandler?
I want to say yes, but I'm not so sure about that.
See, the one when I think of her was that Heartbreak Kid with Ben Stiller. Comes to mind.
Right.
But that movie also had Pixels had Dan Aykroyd, Matt Frewer, who played Max Headroom, reprised the role.
And
Yeah,
Kevin James is the president.
Yeah.
And what's his name? The guy from he was an elf and Game of Thrones.
Elf and Game of Thrones.
Game of Thrones.
Peter Dinklage?
Yes.
Oh yeah, Dinklage, yeah.
The cheat code guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
That was pretty funny.
Yeah, I thought so too.
Yeah.
He was cheating and the aliens caught him.
Mm-hmm. Well, what about this was mentioned earlier in the chat. Remember the last Starfighter?
Yeah.
Yep.
Yeah.
Yeah, somebody else mentioned that in the chat.
In research on that, the lead, the bad guy role was offered to Robin Williams. He turned it down.
Ooh, interesting.
And
What year?
Atari, that was 84.
Okay.
Atari made some games, last Starfighter games, for the 5200, then the 400 and the 800 computer as a tie-in to the movie. And early, they did a version for the 2600, but that game was revamped and released as Solaris. I'm familiar with that. But that was supposed to be the last Starfighter game.
Pete, here's a question for you.
Yep.
You have a lot of Xbox original games. Have you ever played Tron 2.0 Killer App?
I have not put it in and played it yet. No,
But you haven't.
I do. I was going to say I have a second copy as well, but no, I just sold it actually not long ago.
Interesting.
Pete, you ever think you'd do a stream one night of original Xbox games?
Yes, someday.
Excellent.
Wreck-It Ralph, yeah. I did some research on that one and has some Street Fighter game.
Killer
Bad
app.
guys, Cuber.
That's a cool cover. I like that.
Yeah.
But we're an hour into it, and it's the first mention of Wreck-It Ralph. How about that?
Well, yeah, I mean that goes right in where we are. Yeah, Wreck-It Ralph is a fantastic. Yes, I was just going to say the same thing. It is a fantastic movie. I thought the second one was great too. Ralph Breaks the Internet. I thought it was a lot of fun. The cool thing about it is it kind of reminded me of my friend at school that I was working with for years, and now she's off being a teacher at somewhere else. But she and I would hang out and talk and a lot. And she reminded me, our characters really reminded us of Ralph and the princess that hang out. So it was kind of fun.
That's fun.
We identified with those. So I love those movies, though. I own.
Hey, Stu, do you remember the soundtrack to that Wreck-It Ralph?
So, well, what about it?
Well, this is okay. You remember that song "Pac-Man Fever" by Buckner and Garcia?
Oh yeah.
Well, they were commissioned to do a song for Wreck-It Ralph, but Garcia died a year before.
Wow.
So Buckner wrote a song called Wreck-It Ralph under the name Buckner and Garcia.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
For that movie.
Wow. Yeah, that's great stuff. Those I need to watch those again. I really enjoyed them both.
Did you ever hear some of the stories about Wreck-It Ralph? The video game companies arguing over. Remember the scene where were there therapy or something? What was it? Where all these video game characters are sitting around?
Yes,
Yep.
they have
There was a big fight between all these companies where their character had to be, well, he's got to be taller than that guy, and mine's got to be taller than this guy. It was kind of funny.
Yeah, they had a therapy group together of the bad guys, right? I think it was about because Ralph was in there because he was the.
Well, also in that movie, normally when they film animated movies, they have the actor by themselves in the sound booth. That one they filmed with a bunch of them in a room and shot it at once. So a lot of that was improvised.
That's great. Pete's so organized with his games. Just turns around and grabs the game. That's it. I mean, that's really.
He doesn't have to turn around. He just leans back,
Let me discredit that.
Ah, he does this. He does the Matrix. He does
Yeah,
the
theirs
game he
are
wants.
not so
Wow.
organized. We have organized, and down here we have not so organized.
And you should see the upstairs. Oof. I was gonna go grab a movie because I think I have Wreck-It Ralph in the game or the movie closet there.
Yeah,
Nice.
I can't get to the movie closet, and it's like I can touch it, but I can't physically get into it right at the moment.
Wreck-It Ralph's one of those movies where if I found it for like $2 or something, even though I own them, I would buy it because I'd be like, somebody needs to have this. You know, I'll know somebody that I can just go, here, have this movie. What?
Actually, Elbow mentioned Bowser, Zangief, and M. Bison. I think those were the three main characters that were being argued about, like who should be taller.
I think that's probably right. That's probably right. But yeah, that was a group therapy thing. That was hilarious. Oh man, some brilliant stuff.
So, who here has seen the trailer for the new Mario movie?
I have.
I saw it.
I have not.
I thought it looked. Oh my gosh! Here we go. Come on.
I got him.
Got him.
Now, the last trailer I saw was for the new Christmas story.
Oh yeah.
So, what did you
Story
think,
Christmas.
Lance?
It's interesting. You know, they did a sequel a few years back that was kind of blah, but this one carries on with it. If it stays true to the original, like there's a flashback with the dad saying "Fragile," you know, with the picture, and they got the three buddies, and the two buddies always screw with each other, you know, with the triple dog dare you.
Yep.
That's pretty cool.
I like the trailer. Maybe you want to go. Makes me want to see the movie now because it's kind of the same. Yeah, the same people, just all grown up.
Yeah. My only concern is what year was the original, would you say, supposed to take place? Mid-50s, late 50s?
Yeah. Early 50s, I would think almost.
Okay, so if Ralphie is, let's say, 30 years later,
wow, that's
we're talking mid-80s, you know, is that I'm just talking timeline.
Oh, I didn't think about that. Yeah, are they going to follow that? Are they going to make sure they're in the right time zone there or time area?
Yeah, because if it's like current, you know, the lead guy is Ralphie's what 60, 70, something like that.
Yeah, right.
Yeah, it's going to be on HBO.
Another one of those movies that was, you know, game-ish, not made from a game, is Gamer.
Gamer. I'm not familiar
Yeah,
with that.
it was with why can't I say his name? Gerard Butler.
Okay.
Yeah,
I've heard of that. Yep.
yeah. Where they take over a character. And then there's what was the other one that I was going to mention too? Well, like the new Jumanjis are based on the idea of a video game.
Yeah.
So, and those were I liked both of those. And
see, I saw the original. Was that Robin Williams?
yes,
Yeah.
How does that compare to the? Was it The Rock and was it the Kevin Hart?
They're different because I mean that's based on that board game thing.
Yeah,
which,
they're completely
that
different.
was fun.
Okay.
But Welcome to the Jungle is really good, and Next Level I liked them both. And I think the character did really well.
I like this. Pot's here to help out with your viewer demographics. 12% hot, young, single, and insatiable appetite. I guess if we left them on longer, maybe the whole demographics would change.
Oh man! And then there was a video game made of Scott Pilgrim as well, and they did that movie.
Oh! How did we forget that movie?
Really, that's good.
Oh, I really like that movie.
Yeah,
but that didn't start off as a video game, did it? Was that a
no? It
was a comic.
It was a graphic novel series.
Yeah.
So did the movie come out before or after the game?
Before I think before the game, because there were the graphic novel books, and then
so that's more of a game made after a movie.
Yeah,
made about a movie.
That's a heck of a movie, though. I really like that.
Yeah,
one.
no, it is good. I was going to show that one because that's
the Warriors.
Yeah, Rockstar too, right? So it's
And Doom is another. Did we mention Doom was another game too?
Doom was one the first rock movie that they made it, but they actually had the first person perspectives in it as they're battling, which was kind of different to sort of mimic the video game, which is a neat
Right.
idea. I don't.
Nice
Some people
touch.
said that was the best part of the thing, but
And then Jeff, did you mention House of the Dead?
we talked about it earlier.
Only
very, very little bit.
it was on the
Uwe Boll.
list. It's like way down the list. As
Yeah. Okay.
apparently
Yeah.
it's really bad.
It's another Uwe Boll. Uwe Boll is infamous for making, like, he made Postal, he made House of the
Blood
Dead.
Rain?
What are you doing? He made Blood Rain. He made Alone in the Dark,
Wow.
which is the worst one of the bunch. So, he's the master of bad movies.
The cream of the crop.
They make money. At the end of the day, they make money.
Did you mention Double Dragon?
No, is that
That was one of the very first ones. Yeah.
1994, after the Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah. You go into Wikipedia, will list all the movies made from video games. And that's the very first. Surprised me. The very first one ever made was Super Mario Brothers.
Yeah.
Then again, like, what we're going to make it about? Excite Bike? I suppose you could.
You could.
Yeah. Well, you could, but
You could.
but now Castlevania. Somebody asked about Castlevania earlier. I typed in the chat.
yeah, I don't think there's been a movie, has there?
No, but they made that animated show on Netflix, which was I watched a little tiny bit of it, but it was supposed to be very, very good.
I watched the
wow.
first episode. I thought it was really well done.
Yeah.
What was it?
Castlevania, an
Castlevania.
animated
Oh, yeah.
series.
Castlevania. Yeah.
On,
I heard you say it, and I was thinking of something else. So
Yeah.
Yeah, that was pretty cool. I started watching that show, but I didn't finish it. But I do love playing those games.
How about a River City Ransom movie?
How about a River Raid movie?
Well, are you familiar with River City Ransom though?
No.
Two guys fight through a town full of thugs trying to collect money and buy things and save their girlfriend or something like that from a band of thugs. So I mean, it's got a story built in. Obviously, it's a simplified story for the video game, but you can.
Those guys are in a lot of games too. There was a collection released. It was a Japanese collection. They released it here in North America, and it's it's got a lot of. I guess it was very popular and more popular in Japan than here.
Who was Jimmy and Bimmy? Was that Double Dragon?
Yeah, I think the very first one where it
Jimmy
was
and Bimmy.
Bimmy.
They went to go Jimmy and Billy, but there was a Japanese translation, and they put Jimmy and Bimmy.
Don't you miss those old days of the terrible translations?
Yeah.
Oh man,
so funny.
Looking at movie posters with all the names that they change, and
yes, this is the name here, Kunio-kun Games. That's right. For the River City.
Here's a weird one. It's a PC game that will make an awesome movie. I always thought, because I remember playing it way back in the day. It's a game called Gabriel Knight.
No.
I don't know if you ever heard about it. It's set in New Orleans, and it's a mystery adventure with werewolves, and then there's a follow-up. There are Sierra games, Gabriel Knight, The Beast Within. It's along the lines of like your King's Quest series and stuff like that. Those are always interesting games that could be turned into movies too. Obviously, you're going to take a lot of, create a lot of things for it to make it all work, shorten up aspects and take out the puzzling part, but you could make good stories out of things like that. Those are fantastic storytelling games. Another couple that would have been great is, first of all, maybe not quite so much, but you certainly could do it, would be The Seventh Guest, which is a puzzle adventure horror game where you go into a castle.
That sounds familiar. Yeah.
Try to solve a mystery. And then one of my all-time favorites, which is as cheesy as they come, and it's half a movie already because it was right when they started playing with the full motion video, is Phantasmagoria. And you could make something out of that possibly too, which had, like I say, the clips are there. It's kind of neat, but these are all PC things, not console, but still they're video games, and they could make decent movies.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Hey, Luke's here. He always thought that Myst or Monkey Island would make a great movie.
Yeah.
I think they would. I mean, they'd have to be, of course, I think quite different, because I'm not sure how you do it, but I think just the adventure aspect of it and mystery would be cool.
Early arcade bad translation. How high can you try from Donkey Kong?
Yeah, really.
Uh,
Oh man.
Congratulations.
Game actually in pixels, wasn't it? That was there.
A fork
Oh,
in the ass. That's nice.
Oh, jeez.
I don't remember that one. Why don't we make Night Court the movie? Night
I
Court.
know there was a Porky's game.
What am I thinking of? Night Trap the movie. That's what I'm trying to think of. Night Court the movie. Night Trap the movie.
it was just announced Night Court. The reboot is starting next year. I guess
Oh, okay.
I guess got pushed back to, I don't know, what, February or something?
Oh, wow.
I don't know, unless they're pushing it way back. Wait, what did Big Block say about Porky's?
Hey, Big Block. It was 2600, wasn't it?
Yeah, there goes Pete. He's got it.
Oh my gosh.
Did that
It
come with
most
the
certainly
comic
did
book?
not
Pete?
come before the movie, though. It's made about the movie. Yeah. And I played it on a stream a while back. I actually had played it and got a little bit of sense out of it once, but I hadn't played it in a long time. And it's not an easy game. Not particularly a good game either, but very collectible game.
It's so funny that they made.
There's so many different ways you can go with that game.
I know, right? You're like,
You got to make Lassie howl. This ball breaker. This ball breaker.
oh yeah, Kurt. There you go. Starting in February, I guess.
So speaking
Guess
of
what?
Bull,
It doesn't exactly change the world.
No.
I've heard that when Bull tried out for Night Court, they were only going to give him the role if he shaved his head.
Yeah,
Wow.
that too.
Right on, Big Block. He knew the movie was first, but
That's great.
made by Canadian Bob Clark.
Oh man.
There's another movie that Bob Clark made that always surprises me. And what the hell is it?
Do you guys tend to notice? I tend to notice all the different machines that are in television programs. And well, we were talking about the ones that were on Seinfeld's shelves when the series was on.
He always had a Macintosh at his desk, and it changed throughout the years,
Yeah.
which I thought was interesting.
And 2.5 Men, he had when they went back to his house, when in those later years when Ashton Kutcher was on, and they went back to his house, and he had all those video games and stuff in that room. They had that scene at his house in the game room. I'm trying to remember what ones were in there. Yeah, it's another thing.
To link things together a little bit, Bob Clark, who did Porky's, you know what the other movie he directed was that I'm trying to think of? A Christmas Story.
Oh,
Wow.
Yeah. The guy who did Porky's also did the Red Ryder BB gun.
wow.
Ralphie.
Cullen said Jerry was a Mac man. Yeah, he was throughout the whole thing. I don't think I've seen Cullen in here before. Welcome to the show.
Hey, Cullen.
I think I remember them.
I must have missed it.
Oh, here, shall I? So here's a quick question. Speaking of movies, have you guys seen the new Weird Al, the Al Yankovic story? Weird.
Friday morning.
You saw it Friday morning.
Friday morning.
What about you guys?
Line, Pete?
Not yet. Not yet. Looking
Not
forward
yet.
to it. But I guess there's a lot of Easter eggs from what I heard because it's the Harry Potter guy.
Yeah,
starring
it was interesting. You're watching it and you're like, really? Is that? Wait a minute. Is that right? No. Really? No. Come on. And
The big question is, was My Bologna in it?
Yes.
All right, I'll be watching then.
Because
From
it's
my point of
actually-
view right now, Daniel Radcliffe will officially go down in history as the guy who played Weird Al. Oh, and also did Harry Potter.
yeah, right.
Oh, okay.
So I got I got on Amazon straight away when I was watching it, and I had to order a copy of this.
Oh,
Nice.
nice.
So I don't know if I need to own the Al Yankovic story, but
You do.
I did get this.
Yeah, you do.
You do? I do.
You do.
So yeah, there was, it was okay. I don't know who else. Has anybody else out there seen the movie? Let us know if you've seen the movie, what you think of Weird, the Al Yankovic story. So,
And you need to see the complete Al as well.
yeah,
Was the original biography of Al Yankovic. Available on Tubi.
yeah, and DVD.
Oh,
I
it's on Tubi. Okay.
Yeah, and the entire Weird Al show, which was a 13-episode series that was played on CBS Saturday morning television back in the 90s.
yeah.
Early 90s.
What'd you think of
Also
that?
available on Tubi.
What did you think of that?
The Weird Al show?
Yeah,
It was good.
yeah.
It was not as good as some of the other stuff, but
Wow, it's plastic stuff. All I want to do is open it up. Good Lord. And what's with this when it gets stuck on the side? What's happening there?
So Pete, how did you see the Weird Al movie? Is it in theaters or is it on a streaming?
it's on Roku. It's only available on Roku, the Roku channel.
Yeah.
Really?
And I have a Roku TV here. So I get up and said, it's been teasing it coming November 4th. Every time I turn on my TV, it goes to the splash where you go to all your apps. And so, I mean, when I turned it on, it's like, okay, there it is. Bang. And I turned it on and I watched it when I got last Friday.
What's the actual name?
Weird.
Just Weird?
Yeah.
Okay.
Al Yankovic story.
They did a good job. They did a very good job.
Well, that's high praise. I know Pete is a huge fan.
Yes.
And the end, by the way, you have to watch the entire end credits as well, because the end credits is the release of his actual new song from the movie.
Oh, that's pretty cool.
Rumors in the days that Al cornholed Madonna.
I believe that's true.
He threw bags on her.
Mm.
Is that what that means?
I think so.
Hey, Al did have a great cameo in the
television too.
Hello. No, so Al had a what?
Oh, go ahead.
He had a good
cameo in Naked Gun. When it comes off, Frank Drebin comes out of a plane and he's pouring out his heart.
That's right. Everyone's cheering for Al.
The man feels bad inside. They're not for you, Frank. Weird Al's on the plane.
Oh man. It's like when Billy Idol is in the Wedding Singer.
Oh, yeah.
I heard one of his newer albums. It's pretty good. Pretty good Billy Idol stuff. I like it. I was a fan back, in those first few albums. I don't know. I have a lot of his albums. So, there's rumors in the okay, right. Yeah. Yeah, it was I just thought it was really strong in the beginning and then kind of just look at Coco just lounging, waiting for Dad to reappear.
Mm-hmm.
Just waiting.
What is this? The mom from Wonder Years is in General Hospital playing a crazy woman. Interesting. Interesting.
Wait, where's General Hospital? Is that Is that still on network TV?
Yeah.
Is that like the last or one of the two last soap operas?
That Days, I think, is still going.
Because they wiped out most of those.
Yeah.
Then some of them popped up on Netflix or Hulu. I don't know.
Wow.
Because one of them was All My Children. I turned it on because my mom and my grandma and Silly were big fans, and I just turned it on and there was like cursing in it. I was like, wait a minute.
Whoa, really?
Cursing in soap operas?
There you go. The Weird Al show.
Soap Factory. And of course, you have to have
Celebrate.
Weird Al Live
There you go.
and the Ultimate Video Collection.
I have that coming.
Oh, right on. And the Alpocalypse Tour. And Mr. Dress Up's Tickle Trunk Treasures.
That just doesn't sound legal, Pete.
That does still never sounds legal. You shouldn't be able to do that. There are 5 soaps left.
Interesting.
So what would you consider Days General? All my children?
I know that went off the air, but then I think it came back. So maybe on some kind of streaming service. So maybe that's still on.
What else was there? There was Guiding Light was on.
Bold and Beautiful.
Ryan.
Well,
Pope.
Bold and
Ryan
Beautiful.
One Life to Live.
Yeah, One Life to
Ryan
Live was
Pope.
a big one.
Oh yeah, One Life to Live. What was the one that it was like a location, beach, something? Santa Barbara. That was one of those soaps. That was one of the newer ones. Disney forced All My Children and One Life to Live to be canceled. What?
JW is a fountain of knowledge with the soap operas tonight. Man.
What were those? Oh, Young and the Useless. That's right. I forgot about that one.
Young and the Restless.
And Soap.
So yeah, Richard Mulligan and
When he made himself invisible.
yeah.
Look at that. At one point, there were 30 soaps going.
Yeah.
Pete, my television 2 doesn't work anymore.
Oh, really?
Well, I plugged it in to play Carnival, and it didn't work.
Uh-oh.
But I don't think it's supposed to work on the
It does
second
not
one.
work on 2.
Doesn't-
You said
doesn't
nothing
work
else
on
does
2.
either, right?
But I tried Venture and Beam Rider and Dreadnought Factor, and none of them worked. And I know all those carts work because I've just played them recently.
So
I
believe it or
wanted to
not,
use the place the television 2 because it's so small, and I have very little space on the desk here. So the original one is so big.
I need to win the lottery and build a bigger house.
I tried for that Powerball, didn't work out.
Oh, I was sort of hoping that I heard it was somebody in California. I was hoping Lance was going to announce tonight he was sending us all the million.
that would have been awesome.
That would have been lovely.
Yeah, some like 40 miles from here.
Oh,
2
really?
million. And
You
the
were
guy
close.
the guy that owned the mini mart, or what do you call it? He gets $1 million for
Oh, the
selling
one
the
that
ticket.
sold it? Wow.
Wow.
Darn, that's pretty good.
Dang. So yeah, it says, believe it or not, these 4 soap operas are still on TV. Bold and Beautiful, General Hospital Days, and Young and the Useless.
So they survived all the talk shows and court shows and
Mm-hmm.
still going.
While many of us are still practicing social distancing and following stay-at-home orders, we're also trying to work from home. Working from home definitely has its perks. Changing a load of laundry during a meeting, sweatpants are the new business casual. And if you're not stuck in a Zoom call, you can turn on the TV while you work and watch soap operas.
Have you guys heard of this channel, My Mate Vince?
No.
No.
Shows you how to repair all game systems. All right, I got to write that down because
My
I got-
maintenance.
now I got 2 old systems not working.
You got me. I'm a tool on your show.
My Mate. What? My Mate Vince.
Vince.
All right, thanks. I'm going to check that out.
Well, you should.
Well, I mean, that is a concern for all the old hardware, the old Ataris and then televisions that, you're talking,
Oh, yeah.
what, 40-year-old systems?
Mm-hmm. Yep. Yeah, I got to get back down there to Retro Game Rescue and see if I can just go ahead and pick up my TurboGrafx until possibly that part comes in. It's still sitting there. Been there for months.
Oh, they're just waiting for a part?
Yeah, I guess so. Yeah. Yeah.
Maybe he sold it.
But you know what's really, yeah, God forbid.
I thought you wanted me to sell it.
Yeah. I thought you didn't want me to sue you.
Like our neighbor who borrowed my Game Boy games, and when they moved, I said, "Hey, can I get those games back?" Oh, we sold them.
Oh
We didn't think you
no.
wanted them anymore. It's like, I wonder why you thought that, because I certainly never said that.
Wow.
That sucks.
That's horrible.
Was there ever an X-Files video game? It sounds like something
There-
Xbox would have.
There's a PlayStation X-Files game, actually, PlayStation 1. Yeah, I have it somewhere. It's like a 4-disc set or something like that, adventure game. There is not one for the Xbox that I'm aware of.
Wow, a 4-disc set.
Yeah, it might be 2 or 3, but you know.
Wow.
No X-Files here.
Yeah, I was just looking here. I guess it is just the one, right?
Wow, Kurt's got a Intellivision 2 that's still unopened.
Whoa, what?
Elbow does console mods and such, like adding S video port on my Sega Model 2. Oh, that's really cool.
Wow.
That's cool.
Yeah, I never had the guts to mess with my systems though. But
Yeah, I've tried. I did open up my Intellivision here to try to swap out the controllers, and that didn't go so good.
nah, that didn't go so good.
Well, I opened it up and I could see where the controllers go, but they're kind of hard to get to. So you'd have to take some more stuff out, or maybe if you had the right tools, because I didn't have anything. So I was like, before I break it, I'm just going to put it back and I'll figure this out another day.
Eve's got 2 copies of that X-Files game. But my copy didn't work, but it turns out that the game doesn't work well on PS2s.
Oh, it is a 4-disc game. How about that?
I guess Yu-Gi-Oh was one of the other ones that we used to have that had multiple discs. PS2 X-Files game is neat.
Yeah, the old days of multiple discs.
Yeah, and there were some great games for that PS2. Yeah. That was a great system. Still is. I mean, I got mine.
I have no idea where mine is.
Mine's right over there.
I never really got into PlayStation until PS3. I had the first one and the second one, but I really didn't play them much. Well, I did play a decent amount of PS2. I should say that back.
Yeah, I don't know what I got first, and I think somebody handed me a PS system. I don't think I bought it, unless I just bought it used.
The only one I have is that the little tiny one they made at the end.
Yeah.
Riven,
Wow, was that a sequel to Myst?
the sequel to Myst. Yeah.
Oh,
Okay.
Riven.
5 discs.
5 disc. Wow.
That's
I think
not.
CDs are cheap.
That's you don't. I mean, it's quite the adventure, but not my style.
Yeah, it's a long thing. Well, we're spot up.
We are.
Time here. Pete, what you got coming up on your show? On your channel?
I don't know what I have coming up. Actually, I shouldn't say that. I do. I got a pickup video coming. And I've also got a couple gameplay videos coming as well that I don't have them recorded yet, but they don't take too much to go. Gonna have Space Invaders coming, and it is the Intellivision homebrew Space Invaders, which are still available from Intelligent Vision. And also we have take care, man. And we also have Myst Night Stalker coming pretty soon, which a lot of people haven't seen. It's an older game, but still available at least in ROM format if you can't find a cartridge. The cartridges are a little hard to find now, the physicals. And of course, I got an episode of Indie Homebrew News of Spotlight coming up soon, and there will be a different game highlighted in that, which I have sort of alluded to, but I'm not 100% sure on. I'm about 90% sure which game I'm going to do, and we'll wait to announce that later. I've got a bunch of pickup videos to do.
It looked like Coco was saying yes, yes. Everything. I realized she's cleaning her paws.
Oh yeah, she's just
JW, the challenge of the week is Rick Dynamite.
Ooh.
Nice.
Rick Dynamite.
That's your first homebrew challenge game?
Yep.
I'm holding them back on the homebrews. That's my only one. Rick Dynamite.
Rick Dynamite.
All right. Should we say good night, folks?
Yes, we should say good night, folks.
Good night.
Thanks,
All right.
everybody.
Pete, Lance, thanks for joining
You bet.
us. Always appreciate it.
Good to see you guys.
We'll be back next week. Wait, we got a Go Game Gone here coming up. Go Game Gone. All right, we're out here. Thanks for watching, everyone.
Take care, guys.
Night.